Magic walkie-talkies, yes. It is possible to order a construct to complete a complex list of tasks, but doing so is ill-advised. Is that not a massive flaw in the construct's design? Artificery can only do so much. It's difficult enough to create magical items that respond to verbal commands, but our magic is still not advanced enough to replicate the common sense of a living creature. The Arcane construct is still a marvelous invention. You merely need to supervise them if you give them complex tasks. But regardless, you admit that it is possible. Yes, but I'm sure you observed this with the Nightgrave trial. He's very aware of this. I guess he might be aware partly because it had to do with the nobles, but also because it had to do with his inventions. Constructs are extremely prone to error when completing a long list of tasks. Are you referring to what happened with Theodore Redmond's construct? I am. It goes without saying that the constructs weren't designed to aid and abet murder, but they also weren't designed to carry out such a long list of tasks unsupervised. A lot of Redmond's orders fell well outside of the construct's intended usage. He ordered it to transport a human body from one point to another, and even ordered it to play audio to make itself look like a person. I'm sure you know how that ended. He's right, the construct encountered unforeseen circumstances and failed to complete its tasks. But as the construct's creator, Von Sanctus knew that such circumstances would be unavoidable. So how did he get around that? I also wonder if the radius of the spell is going to come into play, if someone actually heard Von Sanctus and whoever else was there speaking. According to the defense, the saboteurs stole a rod of mending and used it to sabotage very specific sections of the refinery. That's correct. As the chairman of Von Sanctus Industries, you would have the resources and know how to use it in such a way. Yes, I suppose I would. But you forget that I couldn't have been there personally. I would never trust a construct to discreetly complete such an intricate set of tasks unsupervised. Perhaps you were desperate enough to take a chance like that. Please. I'll admit that I find Dracogen to be a nuisance to my holdings, but I was hardly in a position to resort to such desperate tactics. That does make sense. I suppose he was never planning for things to come back to him. If Celeste hadn't cast Detect Magic, no one would have ever known that someone used magic within the refinery. So basically they drove the Arcane construct in there, ordered it around with send messages, then tossed it in a vat of acid to cover their tracks. And before you ask, I was miles away from the refinery at the time of the accident. I have several associates who can confirm this alibi. At the same time, this seems awfully risky. Unless there's not supposed to be any people in the refinery, just traipsing a suit of armor around when you can't even see where it's going or who's around is awfully risky. And indeed, there were witnesses that I guess Lord Von Sanctus was not aware of, because how would he be? And before you ask, I was miles away from the refinery at the time of the accident. I have several associates who can confirm this alibi. And I suppose you wouldn't mind having these associates testify before the court. Lord Von Sanctus was discussing the blockade being put around the city. Steelwind. I won't go into detail about what they discussed, but the King's Guard, City Watch, Arcane Inquisition, and myself were present. We can all confirm that he was present at the meeting. Okay, so maybe he wasn't even the one giving the orders, but that would also mean that send message wouldn't be necessary. Well, Rika didn't see anyone else around, so somebody was doing it. Although his behavior was quite erratic that day. Oh, do tell. Do tell. How could I not? You people have no care for personal hygiene. It took my retainers hours to disinfect the area. Is that your excuse? Can we please stay on subject? Right. Anyway. Therefore, I had no way of observing this construct from afar, nor did I have any way to communicate with it. What if the construct wasn't actually active? You could have had one of your servants don the construct as a disguise. It's extremely dangerous to wear the construct like a suit of armor. It almost always ends in severe injury and death in the worst case. Have you not played Five Nights at Freddy's? Furthermore, the supposed construct would have needed to carry and use a rod of mending. That's also why I found it weird that we were able to stuff Catherine Bellwether in one. I guess she is skinny. I have many capable servants, but none of them have superhuman strength. Right, my theory only makes sense if the construct was the one carrying the rod. His argument makes a lot of sense, actually. You wouldn't trust a construct to sabotage the refinery alone, especially if there was such a big risk of getting caught. regardless of what he says, Rika did see a construct there that day. We doubt he'd take a risk like that, so he must have had a way to ensure the construct completed its tasks correctly. He's a noble from a pillar family, and he's probably an accomplished mage. Could he have used that somehow? Yeah! I'm gonna answer this easily, but I'm gonna need you to hold a book for 10 minutes. No reason. I keep pressing the wrong button, and now I have to go through this again. Yada yada yada, things and stuff, compendium, spells, mage, pillar, whatever, bucket. Nah, I went past it again. Okay. Alright, so wait a minute, am I on the right one? Nor did I have any way to communicate with it. Well, we're gonna assume you know this. Duration 1 hour, gesture, incantation, blah blah blah. Actually, hang on a second. Abjuration? The hell's abjuration? Well, whatever. You did this.
Objection!
Why did the music cut out? Oh, crap. Von Sanctus, you testified that there was no way for you to observe and communicate with the construct. Am I correct? Yes. I was at that meeting with Steelwind for that entire day. Anyone there could testify to that fact. Maybe he was erratic because he was talking while talking, so to speak. But also, how would he know what happened? His lack of being able to observe what happened to Justin is probably going to be what bites him in the ass in the end. Also, hello, Ice! Yes, I was at the meeting with Steelwind for the entire day. Anyone there could testify to that fact. I'm not disputing your so-called alibi, but it's not as airtight as you might think. What are you talking about? I was there at that meeting, Mr. Cuthbert. Lord Von Sanctus may have been absent in mind, but he was there physically. I would rather we not go down this train of thought. Absent in mind. So his attention wasn't focused on the meeting, which means that his attention was somewhere else. I suppose you're correct, Miss Steelwind, but I still have one question for you, Lord Von Sanctus. Do you know send message? Puh! And what would that be? Are you able to cast the send message spell? I knew it. Oh crap! No! Keep that book away from me! What? Miss Steelwind, your client may have been physically at the meeting, but his attention was somewhere else, wasn't it? He could have used a combination of spells to view the construct during the meeting. And he could have used the send message spell to communicate with it over a large distance. How do you know so much about magic, son of a bitch? If my claim is truly false, your client should have no trouble disproving it with his spell compendium. Wait a minute. Von Sanctus. You appear to be hesitating, Von Sanctus. Can I assume that you do know how to cast send message? You could just say it before we get even more incriminating stuff out of your book. If so, that would punch a gigantic hole in your alibi. There's that sprite again. Steelwind! You were there, weren't you? My attention was fully there! Oh, I need her to cover for me. You're gonna try to wink wink nudge nudge. The idea that I was communicating with a construct is absurd. I don't know about that. I'm afraid I can't say that, Lord Von Sanctus. What? Wait! No! We're in this together! I did find it odd. Your attention appeared to be elsewhere despite the gravity of our discussion. And I seem to recall you speaking under your breath the entire time. I'd always just assumed that you were muttering obscenities. Believe me, I'm muttering obscenities now. But Mr. Cuthbert's explanation does seem possible. What are you saying? Obscenities! Obscenities! Aren't you obligated to defend me? I'm not obligated to shit. I am obligated to represent you to the best of my ability. I am not obligated to forge your alibi for you. You little... Judge is like, wait, before I get any of this on me. Lord Von Sanctus, I'm afraid the court needs an answer. Are you able to cast the send message spell? It's really in your best interest to just say yes. You do not want us to see your compendium. Fine. I admit it, okay? I am able to cast send message. How did you know about that spell? Damn it! But that still doesn't prove anything! His voice betrays a hint of desperation. I have him right where we want him. Now is our opportunity to deal the final blow. So why do we feel so uneasy? Yeah, I'm not sure we're ready for a final blow yet. I think our boy was up to stuff, but I still don't think he's the murderer. There are still two details that don't sit well with us. What details are those? Remind me. When I looked to see what it was, I saw that Justin had tumbled over the guardrail of the walkway. Rika saw Justin fall over the guardrail, even though Von Sanctus sabotaged it. No, that came after the fact. Then please enlighten us, Mr. Cuthbert. How could both of their testimonies possibly be true? Well, I think there's only one possible explanation. Both Miss Tudor and Mr. Morrison saw someone fall off the walkway. But the person that Miss Tudor saw and the person Mr. Morrison saw were two different people. The second person that fell into the vat is still unaccounted for. No. That better be part of the flashback, because I still think it was the Arcane construct. That should be obvious at this point. But not having an explanation for Ostra and Morrison's testimony still irks me. Even if it's not a clean ending, there's only one way forward. And that's revealing Von Sanctus for the petty saboteur that he is. Oh! That was not expected. No, we gotta be going further than this. There's no way it's just, oh, I saw an opportunity and I went with it. Whatever. Why do you hesitate so long to answer my question, Von Sanctus? You know very well why I hesitated. Why would I be willing to give you evidence? You clearly intend to use it against me. That's my job. Yes, literally. Regardless, this entirely disproves your alibi. You could have communicated with your construct at the meeting. By that logic, I could be the mastermind behind every crime that occurred in Arnax. Someone else could have sent that construct. I may have had the means to commit this crime, but there are plenty of other individuals that could have sent an arcane construct. No, that's incredibly stupid. A lot of these tools, Von Sanctus sold several tools. Not available to anyone else in Arnax, so that better be it. Von Sanctus, you of all people should know that the arcane constructs are not available to the public. When you attempted to sell these constructs to Dracogen, you promised him that he would be the first merchant in Arnax that would own one. Since he refused your offer, that would leave you as the only owner of arcane constructs in Arnax. That's... well, I admit I may have not been that truthful when I made my sales pitch. So you're saying that you lied to my client? Oh, please. Every good businessman knows how to embellish the truth when making a sale. I've sold constructs to other individuals, plenty of other people. If only it would be too dangerous to sell to anyone else, so I don't think we have evidence that he's never sold constructs. Our only existing evidence is really just his word in the first place. He's scared. What if we go with intuition? Frankly, Von Sanctus, I find that hard to believe. After the Nightgrave trial, you must have been a lot more fearful about who you sold your constructs to. You only tried to sell your constructs to Dracogen so that you could control him. You wouldn't have done that otherwise. Is that so? Then why don't you prove it? No, Von Sanctus, why don't you prove your statement? Show us any invoice that proves you made a sale to someone in Arnax. Wait, what the hell was that? The text was still up there when the box came up. That was a weird bug. Now, I feel like Von Sanctus could forge those documents rather quickly, but whatever. Well, who says that the saboteur lives in Arnax when I made the sale? Are you serious? Arnax is a trading hub. Plenty of people come and go from the city. The saboteur could be someone who secretly entered Arnax. Any one of my customers could have secretly entered the city to carry out the sabotage. Is this where we bring up the blockade? The Kingsguard have taken careful note of everyone that is currently contained within the blockade. Okay, that last line is the key. Let me just poke around here real quick, because there are actual consequences to this. Testimony, food delivery, meeting. Eye taker. Surprised he hasn't come up yet. Also, this hasn't come up yet. I feel like this is probably it. Von Sanctus, you may have been right under any other circumstances. But the Kingsguard locked down the city on the day that the accident occurred. No one, except for a select few individuals, could have left or entered the city. And due to the gravity of the situation, the Kingsguard created profiles of everyone within the city. Why don't we cross-reference the records taken by the Kingsguard with the list of individuals who you sold constructs to? Damn it all to hell! But I suppose from your reaction, that list would come up empty. So why don't you admit to your crimes, Von Sanctus? Or do I have to drag the evidence into court myself? Wait! Drag the evidence into court? Of course, how could I forget? There is no evidence. What? You have none? Why don't you go ahead and do that, Mr. Cuthbert? Bring in your so-called evidence. I don't know where this confidence is coming from. What do you think? We can easily detect the traces of divination and transmutation on the constructs you own. Dude, the construct... Well, we're going to have to do it on the slivers, aren't we? But they're going to be covered by magic as well. Well, wait a minute. Didn't Orium... I'm not sure if this is in our things. Divination magic confirms the bones. Now this. Okay, it doesn't mention magical traces. Maybe they haven't been checked? I could have sworn they had been checked and Orium had made a comment about how it was weird what they found on it. But maybe I'm wrong. This green and blue, I'm still not sure how this is going to play in. But we can easily detect the traces of divination and transmutation on the constructs you own. Assuming that construct still exists, that is. Wait, that's right! If he used a construct to commit a crime like this, he would have definitely disposed of it by... Dude, he disposed of it in the vat! We knew this even before we knew there was a construct there. Even within the blockade, Oranax is a gigantic city. With his resources, he could have hid it anywhere in the city. It would be a needle hidden within a town of haystacks. We still have the testimony of Musarika Tudor, and I'm sure many other people saw that construct walking around the fire. Yeah, again, what is with these not witnesses to this thing just strolling around as it pleases? The common folk can hardly be trusted to recognize complex artificery. Without the actual construct, all you have are several unreliable witnesses. Tell me, Lady Steelwind, can I be convicted of such a serious charge with such evidence? No, I suppose not. So is it really just going to be this guy? I was all wound up for a big, long ending with a whole bunch of reveals and stuff, and it's just like, nope. Stuck a walkie-talkie in a suit of armor, drove it around, whatever. Damn it, is he seriously going to get away with this? No, we still have a card up our sleeve. If we could just find out where he disposed of the evidence, duh, we might be able to direct the Inquisition there. Come on, focus on his thoughts, Tyrion. I don't need to focus on his thoughts. I was literally looking at it a second ago. Activate the Empowered Eye. Your undignified glaring will do you no favors. Oh, I feel like it will do me some favors, but the favors it'll do me are likely unnecessary. Because unlike the previous times I did this, I think I already know exactly what the answer is. Oh! Ah, see, Ruby warned us at the end of the second chapter that this might happen. That we might encounter someone who the Empowered Eye doesn't work on. So, okay, it's a good thing that I know what the answer is already, because we're not going to be able to drag it out of his brain. What? Why isn't it working? Yeah, this. I was reminded of this when I was editing. The Eye of Horus is a powerful tool, Tyrion. But that's twice now that you've used the Empowered Eye to get out of a corner. If you keep relying on that one trick, you'll never grow as an attorney. One day you will find a witness that the Empowered Eye won't work on. Boy, that was quick. Miss Tamora was right. You've been relying on the Empowered Eye too much. From your silence, I assume that you have no way to rebut my claim. I suppose that makes it checkmate, you upstart commoner. Oh, got you back for the chess match. Suck it. Honestly, I can't believe you'd resort to accusing me of manslaughter. What a crass and underhanded tactic. But I suppose I wouldn't expect anything less from a charlatan like you. Damn it! No, I know the answer. We have shards. We're gonna repair your Arcanum all the hell over them. What the hell are you doing? I don't actually know. There was a this case has been weird with the screen glitchiness, and I don't mean it in an Eris sort of way. It's like the game can't make up its mind what scene it wants to be on. What the hell are you doing? What? That look on your face. Are you seriously giving up? I've seen you get out of plenty of situations like, yeah, but I have my magic eyeballs to help me. So why are you giving up this time? Because no magic eyeballs. I'm sorry, Celeste, but I can't use my magic eyeballs that you don't know about. I can't use my usual strategies. There's no way to find the evidence that we need. Seriously? There's always a way, Tyrion. If your usual strategies aren't working, then you just need to do something different. Turn the case around. We just need to turn our thinking around and think outside the box like that other guy does. Oh, that other guy's right. We don't need to see directly into his mind to utilize our skills as an attorney. We may not be able to rely on the Eye of Horse this time, but we can rely on years of experience of playing Ace Attorney games. Well, it seems you have no further questions for me, and you clearly don't have a shred of physical evidence to support your claims. I think I'll be taking my leave. Also, it'll be interesting if we ever go to 3 days on these cases, because Detect Magic only works on magic traces that are less than 48 hours old, which technically these shards, I think they might actually be more than, I mean, not 24, 48 hours. I think these shards are actually more than 48 hours old, because we took a whole day of investigating between the last trial day and this day. And the murder occurred the night before that case, so we're at 2.5 days here. So if we go with Repario Arcanum, I'm going to need these days spelled out, unless we're saying this is same day again, which is kind of silly, but this game is like that. I'm not done with your ass, you prissy bitch. Honestly, your desperation is almost pitiful. You should really learn to lose with dignity, Mr. Cuthbert. He's the last person I want to hear that from. Alright, calm my mind and focus. I may not be able to read Von Sanctus's mind in the literal sense, but I can still extrapolate his plan and his actions. If he is good enough to be unaffected by the empowered eye, if he's skilled enough to be immune to that skill, we really shouldn't be seeing his thoughts and his emotions. He really should be better than that. But whatever, I'll let it slide. Let's explore my theory a little more and see for ourselves if there's no physical evidence. If you wanted to use a construct, you would have needed to maintain constant communication. So to prove that this communication occurred, we would need something that connects you to it. Said message can normally only target a person, but arcane constructs probably don't count as people for the purposes of that spell. What piece of evidence would leave that behind? Well, it's obviously... Well... Maybe that. Well, gee, I wonder which one of these is the correct answer. Let's go with the third one. The Rod of Mending, Stephanic Dracogen fell into, attuned to, broke, stole. He didn't do any of those things. He bought it. Okay, that's not it. It could be the object, but that wouldn't line up with any of these. What piece of evidence would connect the murder of Von Sanctus, the object that he attuned to? I mean, this is technically correct, but not really helpful. Stole, broken. I'm going to say the Rod of Mending. Maybe? No. I need something that points directly to him. Wait a minute. To implicate Von Sanctus, we need something that points directly to him. We're not sure what kind of magic he used to view the construct. Oh! What kind of evidence would send message leave? I feel like the security system plays into this in some way, because we haven't really addressed the fact that our boy got that from this idiot. Oh! That could be interesting. What piece of evidence would connect the murder to Von Sanctus? This is one hell of a leap. But we haven't really accounted for the object that Justin Wayne stole. Well, let's throw this out there and see if it sticks to the wall. No? Alright. What kind of evidence would send message leave? I don't think the vat cares. I don't think the guardrail cares. So it's the object or the Rod of Mending. But the Rod of Mending Artificery tool. Requires 2 people to properly carry and use it. I guess we're saying that the Arcane construct was able to handle that. And Lord Von Sanctus did personally sell several tools, so I really... What piece of evidence would connect the murder? What about this? I'm just making sentences at this point. No. What kind of evidence would send a message leave? Well, it would leave a sound, but none of these things are really going to pick that up. The vat that he broke? Maybe? No. Well, he didn't fall into it. If Lloyd Von Sanctus did anything to the vat, it would have been broke it. I don't think it's Mosarike. Mosarika did none of these things. She broke nothing, she attuned to nothing, she fell into nothing, she stole nothing. So it's not her. He also did none of these things, so... There's only so many sentences I can make here, game. It's not this. We didn't steal that. I feel like this is a valid sentence. This makes sense. But we haven't gotten there yet. We don't know what Justin stole. No. Maybe I'm using the wrong that. What piece of evidence would connect the murder to Von Sanctus? If there was a witness that heard the orders, that's possible. But nobody could hear anything in that refinery anyway, so that probably is why he felt safe doing this. Like, the harbor master and the prince couldn't even hear Rika when she was yelling and shouting right beside them. Done. Yeah, too noisy. Loud refinery machines, yep. Rob the safe. Again, what was the object that Justin stole? I feel like that's going to be relevant. Also this, I don't think we've used this yet. I have a feeling that him not being able to see what's going on around him is going to cause him to blunder and say the liquid was a certain color or some such. Or maybe this is just going to account for the fact that the things weren't completely destroyed. But the fact that it changes color seems weird. What piece of evidence connects? Or it could be this. The guardrail that he broke. Would that connect him? No. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to be relevant. What interacts? What about this? All right, it's time to scum it. All right. I'm glad the game isn't losing patience with me when I do. Oh, I can still click on this while I do things. That seems like a bad idea. Okay, I don't think it's Justin. I don't think Justin's got anything to do with anything. Yeah, these are the only options that really make sense in the context of the Justin. So I don't think it's Mosarike or Mosarika. I feel like it's you. It says we need to connect you. Object that you stole? You didn't fall into anything. Oh! Wait, what? I thought I picked that. The object that he attuned to. I thought for sure that was one of the earliest things I picked. That's why I was getting confused. Oh, well, damn it. All right, I guess I was right, but didn't actually choose the thing I was supposed to choose. An arcane construct isn't a person, so you must have used an object attuned to your magic to communicate with it. Well, couldn't you just attune to the arcane construct because it's an object? Miss Steelwind, if we were able to find that object, would that tie your client to the sabotage? Hypothetically, yes. The Inquisition has divination magic, and they can use it to detect if an object is attuned to a specific mage. Good luck finding such evidence. If I did perform these acts, the remains could be anywhere in Ornax. I'm not so sure about that, Von Sanctus. Let's look at things from your perspective. Why would you do the things that you did that day? Knowing that will point us to where you ultimately hid the construct. We know where he hid the construct. Your intention was to sabotage the refinery without anyone finding out what you did. So how would you dispose of the construct and the attuned item? You toss it in the vat. Destroy, yes. The evidence was thrown into the vat, well, of volatile liquid. Was taken back, was stolen, was hidden, was thrown. I mean, I don't really see how we could be saying anything else, right? The evidence was thrown into the vat to the manor from the refinery. Technically owned by Dracogen would still make sense, but yeah, that's an easy one. So finally we address this. You used the vat of volatile liquid. I suppose that makes sense. We found the remains of the Rod of Mending in there too. Wouldn't that mean that the object is fully dissolved? Exactly! There would be no physical evidence for you to find. That's not necessarily true. You threw the Rod of Mending into the vat, and that didn't fully dissolve. What? The workers neutralized the liquid immediately after Justin fell into the vat. What? Neutralizing that liquid would have rendered it unsalvageable and useless. Doing that would have cost Dracogen a small fortune. Unlike you, Von Sanctus, my client values the lives of his workers over his profits. And because of that, the Inquisition was able to find pieces of bone matter and metal within the vat. Is it going to be this easy? Huh. I'm honestly mildly disappointed. Wait, the rod didn't fully dissolve. That means that it was thrown into the vat around the same time Justin fell in it. You wouldn't have thrown the rod into the vat until after you were done with your sabotage. And if you wanted to destroy the rod, you would have destroyed all of the evidence that you needed to get rid of. What piece of evidence would Von Sanctus also dispose of? The arcane construct, obviously. Called this hours ago. You would have also destroyed the arcane construct itself. That's ridiculous. Lady Steelwind, what did I say? What did I tell you? What did I say the moment you took this podium? I said, in minutes, you would be saying, Lady Steelwind, why aren't you? I knew it. You smug little stupid bastard. Yeah. Didn't you hear what Psymin says? I told you before, didn't I? Also, so did he. Also, stupid you. I will defend you to the best of my ability, but I will not fabricate an alibi for you. You must have ordered the construct to throw itself into the vat to hide any traces of your sabotage. A machine resembling a human threw itself into the vat. This means that anyone looking at the walkway would have seen this. That's it! That thing Psy'Min said last stream! The arcane construct was the second person that Oster and Morrison saw fall into the vat. That's why we didn't find organic matter from anyone other than Justin in there. Was this arcane construct wearing a uniform or something? It seemed to stroll around pretty easy. I mean, Rika saw it. Okay, Rika didn't mention the uniform, so maybe not. The second body that Oster and Morrison saw was actually an arcane construct. How are you... Wait, Rika was sure that she saw Justin fall off the walkway. After she notified Oster and Morrison, they saw the construct break the guardrail and fall into the vat. Wouldn't that mean that the construct disposed of itself after Justin Wayne fell off of the walkway? Why would you order it to do that? Uh-oh. Because it never happened! Your logic is flawed! He's getting stressed out. Maybe I should try using the empowered eye again. No, we don't need it this time. Yeah, he's pretty much pooched. We're so close to figuring this out we can feel it. So think, if he was observing the construct using magic, he must have seen Justin fall. And for some reason, he reacted by sabotaging the guardrail. Why did Von Sanctus sabotage the guardrail? Von Sanctus wanted Justin's death to look like... not an accident. Well, I guess an accident. To look like an accident, yeah. Yeah. It's because you wanted it to look like an accident. Which means that it wasn't actually an accident. Oh, now you're accusing me of intentionally murdering the victim. Why would I ever do that? You said it yourself. My goal was sabotage. I'm just going to admit to the other thing now to save my ass. Committing murder would have brought unnecessary attention to what I've done. But those constructs do have a habit of shoving people that are in their way. Ah, that's true. That's true. That's what happened to Jan. What if the construct pushed Justin out of the way, causing him to fall over the edge of the guardrail? He's figuring out everything that happened from just a few clues. Well, there you go. We're gonna have to go back and watch the replay of that blacked out scene of people talking to see if we can put all this together based on what we know now. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can just go back and do that now. Oh, or maybe we can just do it immediately. Hey, I didn't see you there. I was just walked past him. Acknowledged. What? Oh, that's the other side of the conversation. Literally just talking to the Arcane construct. Hey, watch it! Quit shoving me! Wait, whoa! How come Rika didn't see the pushing part? Yes, he went over the side of the guardrail, but only because of this. Holy crap, pull me up! I can't hold on for much longer. Ah, you idiot! What are you doing? What? Grab his arm and pull him up! Acknowledged. Well, I tried. Ah, my hand! What the hell are you doing? Your grip is too tight! Stop that! Your orders suck, buddy. Acknowledged. Letting go. Ah! Wait! I can still... It may have been unintentional, but either way, you would have been at fault for Justin's death, not my client. And if the construct fell in after Justin, your attuned object must be somewhere in the neutralized liquid. No, it's even better than that. Why not just let it be the construct? Constructs are made from a specific magical alloy, aren't they? Exactly! I'm sure with a few divination spells, we can identify the metal shards from the construct and your arcane focus. Each and every one of those pieces of evidence points directly at you, Von Sanctus, except it's been more than 48 hours, but ignore that. You petulant little upstart! And that's checkmate, Von Sanctus. Checkmate in less than 2 hours? If it weren't New Year's Eve, I would keep going, but if we end this stream that early, I guess I'll take it. But that was much quicker than I thought it was going to be. I thought a whole bunch of stuff was going to come out. I said at the beginning of the stream, I thought we were going for 3 days. Well, not yet. Maybe that's just it. Why don't you save us all a little time, Von Sanctus? Take the dub. I mean, I'll take the dub, but I need content for the YouTube channel, Zod. Don't you realize this is getting uploaded? How am I supposed to fill a week with 2 hours of video? Admit to what you did. And while you're at it, drop your false allegations against my client. I have nothing to admit, nor do I have anything to apologize for. Of course not. You're completely blameless, right? Do you think you've achieved victory here today? No. Dissidents like you and Dracogen are all absolutely deluded. I can make a montage of all my cases. No, the cases are going up on the YouTube channel. Part 1 is up there as of today, actually. It went up at noon. There's also a very funny clip of me laughing at something happening at Jay's expense in Lethal Company last night, so if you didn't catch that particular moment, feel free to check that out as well. Each and every breath you take only throws Wimengard further into chaos. You talk about these commoners as if they have even a fraction of the power that you have. Lady Steelwind, you need to see reason. They lack awareness of the power they truly have. What? What's that supposed to mean? These people have infected you and His Majesty with these idealistic delusions. I implore you, I implore both of you to see reality for what it is. No, Von Sanctus, the true reality is that people like you become threatened when we challenge your power. You all speak about the rights of the individual. You speak as if each and every one of you wouldn't stab each other in the back the moment that it benefited yourselves. You may hate the nobility, you may curse, scream, and blame us for all of your little problems. But the truth is that you need us. You need us to direct and lead you. You need us to maintain the fragile order that holds your peaceful little lives together. You talk about protecting the common folk from themselves. But the truth is that your actions led to the death of an innocent man. That is the only truth that matters. The defense has no further questions for this witness. He is dismissed. Very well, boy, I'm gonna get in so much trouble later. Man, I haven't slept in a week. We did it again, Tyrion! In less than 2 hours! Isn't that great? No, it's not. And we even caught another murderer in the process. Yeah, we couldn't get the case officially dismissed today, but it's pretty much inevitable with the evidence that we brought in. Actually, it probably won't even reach that point. I've advised Lord Von Sanctus to drop the suit entirely. Word has already spread regarding the evidence that you brought forward. At this point, prolonging the trial would just harm his public image even more. That's great! Now you can build a case against him for Justin's death. That's probably not going to happen. Yeah, about that. I'll probably be forced to recuse myself from any charges brought against him. What? Why? It's because you represented him in the suit, isn't it? It would be considered a conflict of interest to prosecute him yourself. Even though you're probably the only prosecutor that would convict him successfully. You're correct. As the head of one of the Pillar families, he has the justice system dancing in the palm of his hand. He will definitely be quietly and swiftly acquitted. I would have never agreed to represent him if I had known about this. I'm truly sorry. Damn it, he must have had this planned all along. No. Is he seriously gonna get away with this? He's just gonna get outright murked by someone, isn't he? Eris is gonna come along, or someone else is gonna come and belong and be like, vigilante justice, bitch. Who are you? I'm an evil Batman. And yes, I do have hockey pants. I wouldn't be so sure about that. What are you doing here? Rackagen. You may be acquitted in the legal sense, but the court of public opinion is a different thing entirely. What do you mean? You brought forward a myriad of evidence against him, and I'm sure everyone in the gallery saw it too. Von Sanctus's power relies on his public image, and you quite handily tore down that facade. He may walk free, but his power and ideals have taken a great blow. But is that seriously all we can do? His actions and recklessness resulted in the death of Justin Wayne. He should be punished within the letter of the law. We still need to follow up on this thievery stuff. There are still questions unanswered. They must spill over into the next case. You're not wrong, Mr. Cuthbert. But sometimes we must take the victories that we get. He's probably right. There's still one thing that's nagging at me. What Justin stole? Oh, and what's that? Why was your safe unlocked if nothing was stolen? Exactly! I'm assuming this is getting followed up on, but this case isn't really done. Especially since the eye taker has come up. I want to hear some reactions to that from certain people. If Justin had gotten into your safe, he would have taken your gold with him. It wouldn't still be there. Considering that nothing is missing, I'd rather leave it at that. Really? Justin was a good man. I'd rather not taint anyone's memory of him, especially Mosaruke's. Right, she was pretty upset about our accusations. Nothing was taken, so no harm was done in that regard. I suppose so. But I can't help but wonder what actually happened. Yeah, there are questions. There's an epilogue coming. What's the epilogue? Is it going to involve Eris? Is it going to involve the eye taker? Is it going to involve Ruby? That was much faster than I thought it was going to be, but we're not done. This case is still ongoing. We still have things that need to be explored. Okay, instantly, there he is. All right, hello, eye taker. We know you from your photo. It just makes no damn sense to me. The kid successfully robbed the guy days ago. No one saw him. No one even suspected him. But then he breaks into the place again? Wait, what? Oh, oh. So we have to... Well, I guess Justin wasn't that bad a guy, huh? He stole the things, but he felt bad. So he broke back in and put him back. He returned the gold he stole, didn't he? Also, he could put back the stolen gold. Does the... Man, I am so sick of being right about everything. Seriously, I'm just gonna have to... I'm gonna have to start having drunk streams just so I can be wrong about things. Does this make any sense to you, Eris? Of course. Perhaps he felt remorse for his... Ow! Man, every line of this dialogue is throwing us. I was about to say, are these two in cahoots? Well, that goes a little further than cahoots. Perhaps he felt remorse for his actions, father. Father? Eris is the daughter of the Eye Taker. Not everyone can betray the people they love so easily. And if that's true, I feel like there's a sense of tragic beauty to it all. If he had never tried to do the right thing, he would have never encountered the construct in the first place. He would have paid his debt, and he would still have his life. It's true what they say. No good deed goes unpunished. It's a shame about the gold, though. I think we've more than made a profit today. Oh? I, for one, am happy to have claimed a boatload of tithes today. Oh! They were responsible for the disappearing boat as well. Who knows if they were trying to kidnap the Crown Prince or not? But they were the ones responsible for stealing the boat. So yeah, I imagine they would have turned quite a profit. But Eris is the daughter of the Eye Taker, so again, the things are starting to get strung together. Ruby is the Hound of the Eye Taker. I don't know if anybody mentioned when I mentioned that at the beginning of the episode, but Arya actually referred to Ruby as the Hound of the Eye Taker in Case 1. Which was a completely out of context thing to say, but now that we know who the Eye Taker is, we can start to address that. Eris is the daughter of the Eye Taker. I guess Justin gets a moment where he's redeemed a bit by returning the gold. At least that answers that question. But what is Eris up to? What is the Eye Taker up to? Because he is now going to be a prominent character. Where is that going from here? So, next case... Severed Ties. You look like an aristocracy person as well. You look like another... I'm gonna call it right now. I think your last name is either Steelwind or Frege. That actually kind of looks like Frega's mom. She's got the same hairstyle as Frege, but she's older. Or Miriam, I should say. I wouldn't be surprised if that was Miriam's mother or somehow other relative. But, yeah. Everything is revolving around Eris and, the Eye Taker by extension. We didn't really learn a lot about the origins of Horus, though, other than it was something that Tyrion used to say back during his Chuny phase. Older sister? Possibly. But, like I said, if this were any other day, I'd go a little further, but it is New Year's Eve. So, I'm gonna say that's the end of this one. Kinda wish it did go a little bit longer, but that's fine. We get to start Case 4 next week. And as I said before, any of this stuff that you have missed will be going up on the YouTube channel. Episode 1 is up now. So go check it out, please. I need to milk you guys for views. And in February, we'll be starting some other stuff. I'm not going to say what, but there will be a new series starting.